endlessly searching for an original sound.
I'm okay with this.
So I'm happy. I guess the thing I'm happy about is Persona 3 has really dated combat. Like when I first played it, it was a lot of fun. But looking back at it after being spoiled by Persona 5's magnificent combat, I look back at it and go, I do not want to play that again.
See, now you make me worry because I still have to pick up Persona 4 for my Vita for when I'm in the
Persona
hospital
4
next month.
Persona 4 is playable. Don't get me wrong. It's playable. Persona 3's combat is it's even duller than Persona 4's is in terms of what you can do and how you do it. Its interface is not as convenient as Persona 4 or Persona 5. I enjoyed all three games, but Persona 3's story is really the standout of all of the stories of the game.
Well, you know they're doing an anime for Persona 5, right?
Yes, I do know. But what I will say is I think the movie adaptations people will find being easier to get hold of the story from than playing the game again. And most of the stuff is the same. I mean, there are little jokes in here and there that I'd be happy to explain every once in a while if you don't understand what it means because it's a reference to the game. But they're very few and far between.
Hi.
Yeah, actually, I'm that mentally handicapped girl.
Toes is the best girl. Hi, honey. Hi. Can you give me kisses? Hi. Miko's breath smells better. Yes, it does. I know, you're going to get your shots next week, honey. Then you're going to be all unhappy for a few days. Okay, so we actually start this?
Yeah, I was about to ask.
Because we've been shitposting basically for an hour.
Oh gosh, it is almost.
This is going to be another stream highlight. Damn it, Toast, stop the stream highlights, please.
Sorry, I can't help it. It's just the way I was born. The classrooms closest to ours are designated belonging to classes 3-1 and 3-2 on the right side and 3-4 on the left side, each door looking exactly the same.
There needs to be female Toast fan art. Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it!
Oh,
I'm okay with this idea.
What have I gotten myself into?
Oh, you got yourself into this when you signed up for the blowjob from Shadow.
Which he never gave me.
Well, you know, right now he just lost someone, so I would leave him alone.
I respect boundaries, but he still owes me that blowjob. Further down the corridor, still with identical doors, are rooms that I didn't think were used for classes. I guess the art room is not a classroom as such. I carefully push open the furthest door and peek in. It's a classroom, but it seems rather badly kept or not in use. Am I in the right place?
It's a classroom. No shit, Sherlock, you're in a school.
You know, that's probably the problem here is we still think we're in a hospital. Desks and chairs are all around the room. A thin layer of dust settled on them. There are some easels in the corner, so at least this looks like the right place. The room is flushed in sunlight from the big windows, shadows creeping all over the desks. Specks of dust are dancing in the stagnant air, making the beams of light almost visible.
Suddenly we're going into fanfic territory with the descriptions.
Jokingly, I call into the empty room.
Whoa, whoa,
Anybody
whoa.
home? Anybody home?
Calm your shit.
Something catches my eye and I stop mid-sentence. Sitting on the desk is a short-haired girl, curiously wearing a boy's uniform with a fork between her toes, a morsel of food stuck firmly on the end. This odd way of dining seems to be caused by her apparent lack of hands, but her appearance is what takes me aback even more. How did I miss her before? She's sitting in a corner very still, but still somehow took her as part of the furnishing or statue at first glance. I'm not being too observant today as a whole.
Chat.
Oh yeah, the foot fetishes have begun. If you have a foot fetish, please line up over there.
I don't need to know. We already know we have people with foot fetishes.
The girl seems to be frozen in place, staring at me with her huge eyes like a rabbit in the headlight. She's staring at me, her mouth wide open, ready to accept the fork. I'm staring at her, my mouth wide open, suddenly remembering I didn't finish my sentence. Trying to think if I should. This weird stalemate keeps us both stunned into silence, punctuated only by the wall clock ticking rhythmically.
Hello.
The girl stuffs the forkful in her mouth and is now staring at me expectantly while chewing. This is a bit awkward. Hello, I was told to pick up some supplies from here for the festival stalls, I think? I didn't think there would be someone here.
There isn't. That's why I came here too.
She picks up another fork. Doesn't that mean you're here then? She raises her eyebrow, as if she was expecting my observation was false.
She looks like she hit her head. Like right here.
Maybe she did on her way into the classroom.
You are pretty observant. I guess it does, but who... Yeah, fuck. Hold on, let me try that again. You are pretty observant. I guess it does, but who are you?
The girl is pretty straightforward, isn't she? I'm Nakai, Hisao Nakai. I just transferred in on Monday.
I'm Rin. Tezuka Rin. Rin Tezuka. Yee! Her last name. I won't shake hands with you, but at least we know who we are now. I like her. That's very... Wait, what? Why do I feel like we missed something here?
I don't think so. I don't think we did.
That's
I
very
think,
nice.
I think she's just saying things out loud. It's nice that we know each other. Haha. Her deadpan manner of talking makes it hard to determine whether she's joking about shaking hands or not.
No, fuck
I like
it.
her already.
She gets the
To be
normal
honest,
voice.
I like her already. She might be best girl. We'll see. It kind of bothers me. Joking about these matters doesn't feel appropriate at all. While I'm trying to figure what's appropriate and whether this girl is, she seems to have lost interest in me and is now gazing yearningly back at her food. Can we feed her the food? I want to feed her the food.
How to tell Toast is completely ignoring the chats. Can I continue my lunch? If you don't mind me, I won't mind you. If you need to get your stuff, the supplies are in the back.
Hey, Eric. I've had a lot of practice with this gig, man. I always get canned into being the main character, and they're always like that. I can't help it.
I don't know why
It's
they
either
always
get
write
good or get
visual
out.
novel people as like the main visual novel character is a cuck.
Hey, you either do it well or you don't do it at all, man. So I'm gonna go all out with it.
I will tell you, Toast is a really, really kinky man off screen.
Wait, what? Wait a minute now. That's not quite true. Go right ahead, but lunch? School's already over for the day.
What word would you use then? There is no word for a meal you eat after lunch, but before dinner, right? It bothers me very much too, but I don't really know what I should say.
I don't think you're supposed to eat a meal between lunch and dinner to begin with.
But I'm hungry now, and my delicious boxed lunch would go to waste otherwise. I have curry! It's very delicious.
With much decisiveness, Ren once again picks up the fork between her toes with at least as much impoliteness, and points it straight at me. Do we get a choice? Can I eat it?
So, Nakai, what brings you to this place?
Like I said, I was told to look for these things.
No, the school. From outside, you look fine. Is your problem inside?
I come to a full stop, opening my mouth, but not getting a word out.
I can guess. I'm good at guessing. Better than most people.
Ren cuts me off before I can answer her question, or skirt around it somehow. I don't know which I would have done. Come on, man. You have arrhythmia. All you have to say is, I have heart issues. That's it. Throws in front of this issue again. I haven't even told anyone here about my condition. Or maybe it's only because it hasn't really come up.
Because you haven't had a full-blown heart attack.
I do get the feeling that I'm not making issues of this as part of the social code here, as the teacher said.
Man, massive mental retardation. Don't forget that.
Oh yes, that is also one of our issues. I wonder if the people here could relate. Probably not any better than any normal person could.
Oh, here we go, guys. We're going in beta mode.
I can't relate to Shizune's circumstances, or Lily's either.
Close your eyes and walk into a wall, or cover your ears and walk into a wall. You'll be fine.
That's all it takes. Naturally, while I go through this in my head, Rin keeps considering what my condition could be, with an overtly contemplative look on her face.
Depending on how bad the heart issue is, you could be considered disabled. It depends on if it's bad enough that you can't work or get stressed and things.
Well, if it requires a full 24-hour nurse, you might as well send it to a place with a bunch of nurses, you know? It makes sense. She puts the fork between her lips and leans back, looking at the ceiling as if the answer was written up there. A beam of light illuminates her face from the window side, creating a mask of dark shadow on the other side.
I don't think it's anything with your head or something in your guts. Or something in your guts would be really boringly ordinary. Like this lunch of mine. And less delicious. The problem must be in your pants! I found my favorite character.
She might be best girl. This messed up Sherlock Holmes kind of statement and the sheer lack of tact it was delivered with catches me completely off guard. I think I might have reeled back, even physically, as Rin's eyes widened in revelation and astonishment.
So I was right! There's something wrong with your tackle, isn't there? Oh my god, it's me.
Still partially in shock, but recognizing the need to reply something, I spit out the first thing that I can think of. No, nothing like that. I have a heart problem, arrhythmia.
And your dick?
It works. You want to try it?
Would have been funnier if you would have blurted that one out.
I said it. More like blurted it out, but I said it. The girl in front of me purses her lips together and glowers at me, looking very disappointed.
Oh man, Minute Man, okay, we'll do a few more minutes, or we'll go a little longer on this and then we'll start. Oh, how boring. Trouble in the Pants would have been much more How boring. Troubles in the Pants would have been much more scandalous.
And much less fun for you down the road, lady. What's with this reaction? I'm sorry to let you down.
I forgive you. Just, I collect people and a person... Wait, what? Okay. I forgive you. Just, I collect people and a person with, you know, that kind of problem would have been really great.
Collect people?
People with different problems.
Huh, so you just, like, go around asking people what's wrong with them?
Pretty much.
I see. With a little left to say, Rin resumes her lunch and conversation dies away. But I keep thinking about what she...
He's now wondering if there is something wrong with his pants.
No, there's something definitely wrong with his head at this point. Why would you apologize?
I'm
Why
sorry
would
that
you
my
apologize
dick
for
works.
not having a malfunctioning penis? What is this? It's the first time I told anyone else about my condition. All the other people have either known about it already or heard it about it from someone else. Or didn't need to know about it, like every other student here so far. Should I have told it as a natural part of introductions? Is that expected of me?
Hi, I'm whatever the fuck my name is, and I have problem in my pants. I mean, I have a heart arrhythmia.
I mean, I have retardation. My tard wrangler's out in the hallway.
I like that when you said tard wrangler, Miko immediately got up and walked over. You are not my tard wrangler.
Did someone call for me?
Hi, honey. You're not a tard wrangler. You just a little tard. No, that's Kagome. You can be her wrangler.
Hi, I'm Hisao, and I have a very serious heart condition.
Now do it in the tard voice.
Hi, I'm Hisao, and I have a very serious heart condition.
And we have a
I
soundbite.
have a hard wrangler!
You
Yay!
sound like Homestar Runner.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
honey. Hi. Mwah. What's the matter? You want a blankie?
You know what would be fantastic? If this game ended the way it started, where we ask a girl out, or the girl asks us out, and whenever we we get asked out, our heart condition acts up again, and we just die right there.
It
The
does sound like an anime thing to have happen. I like Ugly Tomato. Hi, I have a heart arrhythmia and erectile dysfunction. Wanna be my friend? I'm gonna forget to do that voice, aren't I?
Is that how I'm supposed to go around introducing myself from now on?
Okay, I didn't even get the irony of us doing this, and I'm going into the hospital next month. Thank you.
As if our disabilities would define us. What a disgusting thought. It's almost like I came to this school and thought, wow, people here aren't normal because their disabilities define them. Jeez Louise.
Someone make an SJW play this. See if they learn something. Also, she's fallen asleep in my hand with her nose in my hand. I've lost a limb.
That's nice. I am terribly sorry for your loss. Or maybe this Tezuka girl just has an unnatural interest in such things.
Oh, bitch, now that I was gonna take a picture, you woke up. Dog, you fuck with me.
As I walk to the back of the room to pick up the items on Misha's list, Chance opens the study Rin from the corner of my eye.
My name is Dick Problem. I'm gonna stop reading the chat.
Her hair is burnt auburn, almost orange, and cropped short. Long hair would probably be impossible with no arms. The boy's uniform and the lack of arms make her look very thin, almost scrawny.
Yeah, really. Makes your chest look bigger.
She is not particularly pretty, except for her murky green eyes, which flicker restlessly from below her short bangs, even when she eats.
Oh, wow, I guess our main character doesn't like her.
But for some reason really liked that other chick with the missing legs. Yeah, no. Sorry. The distance and the shadows make it seem like they don't reflect sunlight at all, but instead absorb all of it within them like deep wells. Is it, lagging?
Oh yeah, it is. Let me restart it.
I was like, it's not changing.
It changed on my screen, so I don't know what's going on with that. Did it
I
not
don't
even
know if
load
we
for you
found...
this time?
No, it's loading. It's here. She moves her feet almost as deftly as a normal person would use their arms. I don't know if we found best girl or not yet, but I think we have a good contender here. However, I can see how the sight could discomfort people, especially while eating. It makes me feel a bit uncomfortable, at least. I hesitate to think about the word unnatural, but it's too late now, isn't it?
Her main character's a dick.
I keep searching the cabins and shelves for Misha's things, but after enough time passes, the silence grows too uncomfortable. So I try to force some conversation out of this strange girl. So, do you always eat alone and this late? Or do you just get the occasional visitor?
Visitor? Maybe you are my first occasional visitor, but I don't always eat alone either. Sometimes I eat with a certain person on the roof, if she's not horsing around.
Horsing?
She likes to do sports.
Oh. And that's all I can think of to say. Because we are not very good at conversation.
We are a little bit special.
Both of us fall silent again as Rin forks the last bits of her meal into her mouth. I look down at my haul and double-check it to Misha's list. It seems like I have everything except for plywood. So... I think I have all the things now.
It's very nice for you. Don't feel obligated to stay. I was about to take a nap anyway. You need to do whatever you're going to do with that stuff anyway, right? Or perhaps you like to watch girls sleeping?
See, I almost want to mess with her, but we don't have that option.
I know, it would have been fun to mess with her.
I'm not sure what to make of this, but Rin looks serious.
No, she looks like she's fucking with you. Do you not know how to read people?
That's the way that all the characters seem to be in this game, actually. We think they're serious when they're not. Even if I did, I think I have to be going. I'll catch you around, Tezuka. Just, don't fall asleep anytime soon.
You can call me Rin. I feel that our relationship is at a point good enough to warrant this much.
I was already turning to make my exit, but she draws me back in.
No, he doesn't. Don't be fucking obvious with the answers. I'm sorry, I'm gonna move you, snuggle bunnies.
Fine. Then I'm Hisao.
Then you are. My favorite character to play right now.
Rin looks at me hard in the eyes. And in the but that intimidating feeling you get when someone stares at you isn't there.
She's just trying to figure out how to fuck with you more. She can sense your weakness. And your stupidity.
That's good. This is a good thing. It's like she's actually not looking at me at all.
She's also blind.
Because she's looking through you. She blinks a couple of times, and I can't figure out why a pause like this just popped between us out of nowhere.
See you later, Hisao.
There's something like a tiny smile there in her face.
She's gonna fuck with him badly.
I hope so. This is the most interesting character to date.
Let's get her hooked up with Kenji.
Her?
Could you imagine how much she would mess with him?
You know what? Yeah, that would be fun. Let's do it. I quietly back out of the room. As I shut the door in front of my face, I whisper to myself. What an intriguing person.
I heard that!
From inside, I hear a muffled, sing-song voice.
I swear to God if she says that. It is me. I heard that! What did she hear?
I jump at the sudden appearance of Misha, who I had not heard approaching despite the completely empty hallway. Somehow she had gotten to jumping distance of me without making a sound. Creepy.
Why are
It
you
really
trying
reminds-
to bury that there?
I don't know. Why are we trying to bury it there?
She keeps trying to put her dog toy on my leg.
Oh. She trying to bury it into your leg?
Yes, and it hurts.
Ouch. Go, Miko, go!
Stop trying to kill me.
It really reminds me of Kenji's nutty theory about global feminist conspiracy, but I pushed that thought aside. Shizune, standing slightly behind Misha, looks aloof as she couldn't have heard the remark that drew Misha's attention. But Misha is visibly excited.
No, wait, more importantly, who's in there? There's no club meetings today.
She tries to curiously peek past me, even though the door prevents her from seeing anyway. What are you doing here?
You took so long that we had to come check what's wrong. That's no good, Hee-chan.
She wags her finger at me scoldingly.
I found plywood, but everything else is still missing because you are tardy. Because you're a tard.
Oh, sorry. I got the things here. I was just going to bring them.
I think you were up to some mischief, Hee-chan. Who was in there with you? I wonder.
Misha signed something quickly to Shizune, pointing at her own ear a couple of times. Shizune immediately pushes her way past me and opens the door into the classroom I just left. I can only imagine the shock she is experiencing. With Shizune's diligence and attitude, the insolence of daring to deface school property by sleeping on top of it must have been too much to bear. And indeed, she stares at Ren, frozen in place apart from the sight, but noticeable trembling of her shoulders. From suppressed rage, I'm sure. Instead of blowing up, Shizune just takes a few deep breaths, adjusts her glasses, slams the door shut, turning to sign furiously at Misha. Maybe she did blow up, but I couldn't understand it.
Basically, she did, probably.
She shoots a very loaded stare at me too, as if it was somehow my fault that Red is sleeping on one of the tables.
Bitch, go take it up with someone else.
I hope she's not getting any funny ideas about the reason of my tardiness.
Oh, you know she is. Hello?
Ren's voice comes from the other side of the door, and it takes a few eye blinks to realize she might have trouble opening it. I open the door to find Ren directly behind it, looking at us with a half-interested, half-sleepy face.
Hello. Mr. Zuka, what do you think you're doing? You absolutely are not permitted to use school property for such, disgraceful activities. It sure is suddenly very crowded in here. I didn't know I was this popular.
It's hard to say whether she's happy or unhappy about this turn of events. At any rate, she ignores Shizune and Misha's scolding, so they have no choice but to drop the issue. Shizune taps Misha's shoulder, pointing at Ren and makes some quick hand signs.
Popularity aside, please don't do that anymore. Anyway, how's your project going? Will it be done for the festival?
Ren looks at them blankly, apparently at ease under the pressure Shizune's cold stare is putting on her.
I keep wondering about that myself, too. And? Well, I think about it harder.
As Misha signs her reply to Shizune, her face turns into an unsatisfied frown.
Miss Tezuka, please try to take this seriously. It'll be a disaster if the wall looks like someone threw up their lunch onto it.
Rin nods assertively.
I will think about it more seriously.
Misha actually giggles at that, but Shizune doesn't. Not even after translation. Just shakes her head, takes the materials from me, and takes off with Misha in tow. Rin frowns thoughtfully as she looks after the retreating student council duo. Yeah, Noob, I think that this is best girl. I think we found her.
Yeah, but who are you gonna date first?
Best girl, obviously.
Oh, because you're the one that was like, I'm gonna do them all in order.
Yeah, I thought about it. No, we have best girl right here. There's no reason.
How rude. It's true though, I must finish my project before the weekend. There will be dire consequences if I don't. The end of the world as we know it. Like weekends usually are, but more dire. Much more dire. Maybe I'll postpone my nap to unforeseen future.
I'm about to ask what project she has and what are these apocalyptic consequences, but she walks back to the art classroom.
Since you have nothing to do, would you give me a hand? This paint can doesn't fit into my bag, but I need it.
She kicks lightly at the huge can of paint that's laying on the floor next to the table she was sitting and sleeping on. It lets out a dull clang. Being the gentleman I am, I naturally pick it up. Tip Fedora. Heavy. Yeah, sure. Where do you need me to take it?
Away.
And with that, she takes off to the hallway, me and the paint can following, since there's little choice for either of us. The hallway is quiet and empty now, with Shizune and Misha gone, so we too leave towards the stairwell at the other end. Every 10 or 15 or 20 steps, I have to change the can from one hand to another because the thin handle cuts into my palm. At least it keeps my arms from tiring too fast. Ren strolls on beside me, with an uneven pace that I have trouble meeting. Or maybe I am walking weird because of the extra weight. It seems one of us is constantly walking too slow or too fast. I can't figure out which. 2 flights of stairs below, trouble appears in the form of the head nurse and his fox-like grin.
Aha, Mr. Nikai. What a happy coincidence. Suzuka too, of course.
He nods courteously to Ren, who does not acknowledge him back, then turns to me, because obviously it's me who had some business with.
There is something... Oh.
No, go ahead, sorry.
There is something I forgot to mention on Monday.
I nod and wait impassively because I can't even begin to guess what he forgot. The feeling of the handle delving deeper into my skin doesn't make me feel enthusiastic about this interruption either.
It's about your medication. Since you haven't been that long on your current medication, there might be some unexpected side effects, which might require adjusting dosages or even changing to another kind of medication. Say it, say it, say it, say it. So we will do a few tests regularly, but what I'd want is for you to keep an eye on everything in your condition that feels off, if you get what I mean. Nausea, headaches, anything. Nausea, headaches, anything. And come see me if something happens.
Alright.
So how are you? Everything fine?
I give up and drop the can to the floor before answering him. Apparently this takes longer than my biceps can handle. Just one second, sorry. I'm about to say something generic as an answer, but then I realize how often I've done that lately.
Can't he pick it up from the bottom? No, because he's a tart.
What? We don't do things the smart way around here. Other people have asked me that too. Teachers and students here, my parents, visitors, nurses, doctors at the hospital.
Yes, heaven forbid they see if you're okay.
Everyone seems to be concerned about that. It's natural for a hospital, not so much for a school. Except this school.
I kind of hope we get some tard fan art of the main character.
This is a small school, but both the student base and the faculty seem very tightly knit.
I wonder why!
At least, that's the feeling I'm getting.
Rin's just looking at him like he's retarded. Or she's spaced out, which is probably what I would have done.
And this is not the kind of school that gets transfer students too often. The thought sends shivers up my spine, but I give a generic answer anyway.
That's great. Also, one other thing. My sources tell me that you've been at neither the school track nor even the pool, so I'd like to know if you have taken up exercise, as I asked. He's been here, what, 2 days?
Of course I haven't. But his way of inquiring gives me the feeling that I should have been running my ass off on the track since the very first day.
You know, our character actually has a reason to be pissy about that.
You have people spying on me?
Not as such, but I just happen to know a few people. But that's not the issue here, so don't try to slip out of it.
Well,
I like that
I
Rin
was
just keeps looking back and forth.
Well, I was actually just doing some improvised weightlifting as an exercise. I pick up and lift the can up and down a few times like some sad imitation of a bodybuilder, even though it's weighing down my arms painfully. That stupid grin disappears from his face for a second, then comes back like it was never gone.
Suzuka, would you give us a second?
The nurse grabs me by the shoulder without waiting for Rin's permission, which he didn't need in the first place, and drags me aside.
I'm gonna beat your ass. When I told you to exercise, I wasn't joking. I understand that you are still on your first week and all, but please don't ignore the importance of this. The reason I'm coming down this hard on you is that the habits are not easy to form. The more you slip and postpone, the harder it'll be. It's the same with everything, like dieting. Can you... Wait, what are you doing? Oh, you're just walking past the wire, okay.
I'm reading.
So, I'm gonna smack you. Can you promise me to be more serious about this from now on?
Yeah, let's promise. We need to get fit anyway. Yeah, I promise. Definitely. He studies me for a moment, and then shrugs, smiling again.
Okay, that's more like it. If you go to the school track tomorrow morning, you'll meet my spy, who probably has no qualms offering consultation to you if you want to jog a bit.
Consultation?
It means helping you, asshole. See you around! Alright, Zelos.
He leaves with a wave of his hand, and no answer. And I walk to Ren, who has been waiting, idly leaning against the hallway wall, and staring at the pale lighting fixtures in the ceiling.
No, go away.
Even when I approach, she doesn't move her eyes off them.
Are you getting medications for your heart thingy?
Were you listening? It comes out more accusatory than I intended, accidentally lashing out on her. But even so, I don't really want to start talking about it. I just met her. I don't know her. It's not her business.
Or your pants thingy?
Or your pants.
Miko, drop it. Miko.
The nurse seems to be happily ignorant, and confidentiality too, talking about that kind of thing in public.
You okay? You get yourself tangled up? Oh, honey. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Okay, chat. How is everyone today? We having a good day? Yeah, I'm assuming that's a yes. Hey, Claire, who was your friend? Maybe I can take a look at the video sometime. I think it'd be fun. Yeah, I don't know about track. I'm thinking going to the pool. I think that's better for your heart anyway. I'm so sorry to hear that, Emmy. I wish that we could alleviate that for you, but I'm sorry. Man, I think that swimming is the way to go. Hello, Draconif. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I don't know that everyone has something more serious about them. I mean, it's life or death versus lost appendages or a disability of some sort. I mean, I kind of get where you're coming from. I don't know. We're having a lot of fun with it now. I honestly think Rin is going to be my favorite route to go down. She just seems like she's the most interesting. But I think we're going to end up going down all the routes eventually. I'm not sure about that. It's good to hear, Tatsu. I like it when people have good days. That is the plan, man. But it's like your disability is in some ways better, but some ways worse than other people. Like you could die, or you could just live the rest of your life just fine, and the only really thing you have to worry about is nothing like the kind of things that they have to worry about. Theirs is a little bit more, I don't want to say permanent, but noticeable, definitely. No, I really don't hope this game ends with sleeping with girls. I'm not. I'm not really interested in doing that per se. I mean, if it's in the game, that's great. But I'm hoping the game ends with us having a heart attack. To be honest with you, I think it would be the most interesting ending. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's best when the girl can't talk. I get it. Jeez. Yeah, I get where you're coming from, Claire. With the idea that it seems more serious because it's more noticeable. Um, the heart problem doesn't seem to fit, but it does only because the school has 24/7 nursing. If this school didn't have that and they still had all these people with all these other disabilities, then he probably would not have been sent here. Well, yeah, no spoilers, but I think it's gonna be fun. Hey, if that's how it ends, Anthony, then I'll be plenty satisfied. I think I'm more interested in the heart attack than anything else. I want to see exactly how it works because remember, in the beginning of this game, we had no issues whatsoever until a girl asked us out. When the girl asked us out, we were about dead, just instantly to the ground. I think it's gonna be. I I know like doing. I think we're gonna go back and we're gonna do Lily's route eventually. I liked Lily a lot as a character, the really proper kind of character. I like uh I like Rin as a character, the kind of lazy but really interesting kind of character. He likes to mess with people. And see, that's how I like to play my games. Uh, if I'm playing a story game, I like to poke and prod at people. So it's really interesting to see that being done to our character. It makes me want to do her route first. I am kind of a fan of tragedies. It depends on the tragedy. If it has a good ending, it could be a good story. It could be a bad story. Same thing with tragedies. But I do tend to like them more. I don't know if I've met up them all or not yet, Claire. I could not tell you. But by who I've met so far, and I was at the point where I looked at all the people that we saw so far, and I went, none of them are particularly interesting to me, so I think we're just going to do them in order. But then Ren comes along, and she's such an interesting character. Yeah, the cyborg arms is probably going to work out pretty well for her, I would guess.
Sorry, I'm back.
No, Anthony. I like games with good stories.
Are they saying you're a beta again?
I just end up playing the beta male character.
You don't have to play the beta male. You can play every one of the fucking girls.
If I could do a high-pitched girl voice, I would alleviate that for you. But
I'm fine with doing it.
So I apologize.
Honey. Sorry, I had to run downstairs to get something for her.
What part of my body would I place with the machine? Darn.
You dick?
No, honestly. I would like to feel that. Thank you. I mean, I guess it just depends on what cybernetics I can get with it. If I were to get something replaced with cybernetics, I think the easiest thing to get replaced would be a finger. Like one single finger, that's all I need.
Okay, so...
Wow. Alright, I see how it is, Anthony. You and me behind the school after class.
You have to break your voice when you're saying that.
You and me behind the school after class!
He does play a beta so well. Do you want to go to the end of this day and then head over to the 4chan stories? Because I know people are getting restless about that.
Sure, yeah. We can go ahead and get started on that whenever everyone's ready for it. If Nick's ready, then why not?
Nick can't join us. He said his roommate's screaming like like our main character.
Oh, that is really sad. Did he say that he would be a while, or did he say that
he won't be able to tonight? Apparently the guy won't stop yelling.
Alright, gotcha. Alright.
Finish off this day.
The nurse seems to be happily ignorant, without confidentiality too, talking about the kind of thing in public. But it's not Ren's fault, is it?
Just picture a grown man giving a re the entire time.
I look up at her, suddenly feeling a bit guilty. But Ren is just staring past my shoulder, quizzically, her head tilted like a bird's.
She's ADHD. She's giving no shits anymore.
Sigh. I don't know why this is so hard for me. Feels like there's some inexplicable lock that prevents me from being more upfront about this. Yeah, they're from my heart.
Well, will they make you better?
No, not really. They just make me a little less worse. Ren keeps looking at me for a while longer. She neither says anything further, nor displays any kind of emotion I could discern.
You know when she's staring, remember when we watched that Freya Bridge?
Yeah.
Every time they show the guy's head?
Yeah. I'm thankful that she doesn't. I think I'm still not quite used to all this. At the hospital it was easy, but I still haven't sorted my feelings about having to live a normal life with disability.
Oh, hon, you didn't have to give us 100 bits for that. That's not your fault.
We leave the main building, and Ren leads us onward toward the dorm. We stop at a small patch of greenery in front of the dorm building.
Oops.
The dorm is built on a slightly elevated ground with a wall and a few trees that everyone has to circle around every time they come or go. It's probably the only inconvenient design in the school.
There you go, you get some fresh water.
I do enjoy fresh water. The entire wall, made of some kind of bricks as the building itself, has been covered with some sort of a painting? Most of it is still mere sketches, quick lines drawn with black and white against the gray plaster. That covers almost the entire length of the wall, but some places look a bit more finished. There are human faces and legs and hands. I can't quite say what the painting as a whole might portray. Stacks of what seem to be paint cans, not plant cans. Cans of plants do not exist. Stacks of what seem to be paint cans are arranged in piles on the ground beside the wall.
See, the left side is hardly off the ground yet. It's because I can't get in the mood. It's because I couldn't get in the mood yesterday, so I gave up and went to meditate instead. Then it was suddenly morning. I have to work on it, but the guys from the art class are helping with the negative spaces and base surfaces whenever, which is a problem. It's easier to paint big areas if there's a lot of people with hands. The reach is better and it's faster too.
She goes on a tangent of a tangent, waving a little with her arm or whatever there actually is, to demonstrate even though I got the point already. The white cotton of her sleeve flaps around and makes me think it could be sadder than it does. But it makes me feel out of place, like almost every tangible reminder of the student base's special properties has in the past 2 days. This girl doesn't notice my dreary feelings, of course, or the fact that she lost me a while ago. It just keeps blabbering on.
So that's why I'm trying to figure out if there is something I need to figure out, and then figure that out before it's too late and all hope is lost.
Why would hope be lost?
Because paint has to be painted, and then it has to dry, then it has to be painted over in another kind of paint. It takes time.
She finally stops, apparently thinking she made some kind of statement that makes sense. I think it's best to start from the top. So, this is your project? You did this?
Yes, yes.
All of it?
Yes.
Nice, but... I stumble with my words, suddenly feeling like I've walked straight into a minefield of political incorrectness. Dear God, I'm such a beta.
It's okay, you can say it. I probably won't get mad.
I blush really hard. I don't really know what would be the right thing to say, if any. It feels that way. It feels that I'm way more sensitive than Ren is.
That's because you are.
This is really awkward. Oh no.
Don't you want to ask?
How do you paint without hand?
See, I'm an easy person to talk to, right? With my feet.
I almost guessed that already, but isn't that hard to do?
You're good at guessing. Anyway, I don't think it is, but maybe I'm used to it by now?
I can't get my mind around the fact that she could be an artist, but seeing how adept she was using her feet to eat, I figure painting might not be a problem either.
No shit, Sherlock.
Neither of us has anything more to add to the subject.
The afternoon light works pretty well. I was afraid it would look too flat, but it's not. Like that, but it's not. Let me try again. The afternoon light works pretty well. I was afraid it would look too flat, but it's not like that at all. I think it's actually pretty interesting. I wanted to see what it looks like in dim light. Do you think it fits?
Well, paintings tend to be flat. Get it? Because they're two-dimensional? I'll see myself out.
Not like that flat. You know, flat like some people are no substance, no meat, where there should be some. Like you. Whoops.
Wow, ouch.
I know a few girls who
out.
are... Why won't it work now? Game?
Okay, I get it. But I couldn't really tell. I'm not that good with art. I can't name many artists or artistic terms.
We haven't even started that yet.
Oh, we'll get there. So I don't really have anything to say.
You're kind of bad at this.
Red shrugs her shoulders at that, saying, "Suit yourself," without saying it, and looks up at the sky as if trying to look for something there.
I didn't think I'd get any actual work done, but if you give me a hand with these paints, I could do a little before it gets too dark. I wanted to get the halogen lamp like the ones they have at the sports tracks, but there aren't any.
Ren sure is quick to recruit my help, as was Shizune. It really makes me feel that the festival is such a big project that every pair of hands is needed.
Didn't they tell you it was a big project?
Yes, that's why we're part of the student council, but not part of the student council. Why not? I'm not really sure if I can be of any help.
It's just mixing some paints. You can do that, probably. Do you have a motor control problems like, you know, those people who have some? Yes.
Yeah, it's called erectile dysfunction. Right.
Cerebral palsy? Is it cerebral? Yeah. Cerebral palsy, maybe?
Mm-hmm. Not that I know of.
I get it. Your thingy has nothing to do with that. Oh, heart thingy has nothing to do with that. Now we're Shizune.
She gives me a sly look for no reason.
She is fucking with you, dude.
No, it doesn't.
Let's do it then.
So she sits on an empty wooden box and very naturally picks up a wide brush between the toes of her bare right foot. I open a few of the cans and pour some of the contents into shallow bowls for mixing. Thick paints flow lazily from can to the bowl, like syrup. I mix them, creating funny, hypnotic-looking swirl patterns that melt quickly into each other's to form a new monotone hue.
Just picture him in the back going, colors.
Ren sets to work, every now and then asking me for a hand with something or the other. Finding different brushes is easy enough, but mixing the paints to the exact tone this girl's apparently seeing in her head is a frustrating ordeal. Sorry. She wants precision down to the last millimeter, before she is satisfied, but her instructions are obscure at best.
Welcome to dealing with an art person. And have a splash of green.
I crouch down to pick up the can of bright green.
The other green, this green.
Carefully pour some of the other green paint into the mixing bowl.
No, that's almost a whole splash. More white. Is green a good color to add?
No idea. You're the artist here. A hint of smile appears in the corners of her mouth.
Do you lack an opinion?
No, it's just that I have no idea.
Damn it. It's okay, because I just got an idea. Add more white.
With this exclamation, I pour a minuscule amount of white into the bowl and mix it. It looks slightly whiter.
That's not good. It has to be like the color when you wake up and you know that you saw the meaning of life in your dream, but you can't remember it. Maybe it's yellow?
Despite the impossibility of mixing a color like the change of seasons or any other nonsense that's being imposed on me, I find myself enjoying it more than I thought I would. Seeing a paint being born on the plastered wall feels like magic.
Calm down. As soon as this day is over in the game, we'll move on to 4chan.
I spend the moments I have mixing paints, crouching down on the paving and just looking at her work. It feels slightly intrusive at first, but like breaking some imaginary intimacy. But Ren doesn't seem to mind in the least bit. Maybe it's just in my head.
Probably. You are kind of psycho.
We're just a little beta. Just a bit. Her entire presence emits a completely different air as she patiently works the details, adding layers of paint on top of other layers of paint, steadily moving her foot, the wall, to add new shapes. When I manage to produce a passable mixture of paint, the rare smile on her face is oddly rewarding. Apart from the few words when discussing paint mixes, neither of us says a word for the longest time.
It's equal parts both, Tatsu, I promise.
And even those short discussions soon evolve into a shorthand, sorry. I can't read today. Soon evolve into a shorthand, both of us developing and using weird impromptu code words for various paints and hues. As if there was some need to converse words and breath and sound. We stay there late into the evening until it becomes too dark to paint properly. No, Claire, I don't think we've met Emmy yet.
No, we've not gotten to her, I don't think, yet.
But that'll have to wait for either another night or for 4chan stories to be over.
And that's it. We might come back to this tonight, other than that, if not, then we'll just save this for, next week. Alright, so let me get everything ready for 4chan stories. We have picked out some pretty good ones.
So, are we gonna start with, funny or scary?
Let's start with funny.
I'll be right back. That's
Alright.
a quick short break.
We'll just take a quick moment's break. Everyone can kind of relax. Go get your snacks. Go get your snacks, everyone. I'm going to have a pretzel while I wait. So you're going to enjoy some music.